we start with your general thoughts on the game?
Let's be honest. The first half was crap. Let's not think about. We played a good game, 45 minutes. I was absolutely terrified to see our ball position work. What we are doing now since weeks during the training session is much better. I had no explanation in this moment to see why. I can say, okay, it's stressful to stand on position 15 and you know you have to win. You see the other teams are moving ahead. Good. Then you have only one chance. Of course, we had problems. Definitely, they mirrored absolutely our system with 3-5-2, exactly 1-to-1. We didn't find solution. They were not able to produce something out of it. It looks sometimes nice with the ball possession, but not really pressurizing also. I was a bit surprised with the change we did in halftime with going to a 4-2-1-3. I was expecting the change will come on their side too, to their regular one, but they didn't. That was not bad, that was good for us. We got a bit more built-up quality with Zulu on the left and with Kwanda on the right. Of course, putting the push into the front with the three players. It works in the end. We got a bit more out of the game, yes, but beginning of the week we made it very clear. They conceded only 10 goals in the entire 7 months now of the run of the season, and it will be not an easy task. We were aware about it. Probably we need a set play, and in the end it was a very crucial win for us, no doubt.
Just a comment on debutant Rumi. Obviously, didn't finish the game. What did you think?
They're all. I made it very clear during the week, and I said, listen, this is something. You have a damaged car. That's a club. That's a team. At a certain time, you bring in some handicapped parts. These are the players we bring in. When did David Rumi play? He played May last year. When did Evans Rosicki play? He played the last 2-3 games with Sikokune before he had a huge, long injury, Achilles rupture. And we can go further. Maciek is still not. I spoke to Bongani. What do you think? What you can do? He said maximum 30 minutes in the moment. Not training with the team in Maritzburg since October, and not playing a game. And it is now about to align it, to bring it together. As you have seen, they run into each other. You see the pass is coming short, the player is going long. So this is about alignment, and this is about tuning now to put the puzzles together during the run of the season. That's normally something what could and should be done in the first 2 months when you start the season. But we have to do it now during the games are flying in. And that's definitely something where you can explain easily where we are sitting in the moment, and for every point what we can do is important for us. We put a lot of effort in, of course, to get the defensive right, to really not concede, be more clever, more smart, not producing fouls, not producing penalties, not open the door easily. And this works, but in the forward movement we definitely have to do a lot to do better.
Coach, slightly out of that drop zone, you can sleep tonight.
No, it's nothing to do. I said Sundowns will be 20 points in front of in the end of the season. I will repeat it again and again. I think I said it 4.5 weeks ago. You can quote me again. And the same, what I'm saying now, believe me, 30 points for position 14, 13 is not enough this season. You need more. If you think now, because just you have one win on our side, or Stellenbosch last week, or Maritzburg, or whatever, and you think you are out of the drop zone, sorry. If you are staying in the moment on position 7 or 8, and you have 24 points, and you think you're on the paradise of the league, good night.
You think, Coach, you looking at how you build up this team and how you've brought in other players, just so Daniel here, will you say rather you've got enough to make sure that you sustain and stay within the safe area?
I know the capacity, and I know that in terms of the passing skills from Tetwa, from Rambi out of a deeper position in midfield, I know they can do much better. They are definitely not on their best. we increased, there's no doubt about it, since 19th of December, let's be honest guys, 19th of December, we have today the 3rd of February, 19 is we are talking about 55 days, with bringing in new players, putting some stuff together, bringing a new setup, a new idea, and all this stuff. It takes a little bit of time. In the moment we have a number of players where we all know they have much better quality, much better potential, and that is our job to maximize it from week to week to get the points right in the end of the day.
I'm tempted to ask you one thing, Coach, that I've always wanted to ask you about yourself. I mean, Coach, you know how to play beautiful football and win. You know how to play defensive football and win. You know how to coach a big team like Kaizer Chiefs and go to coach a Maritzburg and come back and coach a Swallows, who could be looked at as smaller teams compared to where you started at Kaizer Chiefs. What does it take for you, Coach, to adapt to situations like this, where the resources are limited, and yourself as a human being? What works for you?
No, it's a huge challenge for me. It's a huge challenge to work with teams, to work with players, to put them in the right direction. I have done it all. I produced in Germany, 3rd Bundesliga, 2nd Bundesliga, 1st Bundesliga. I brought teams into the 1st Bundesliga. I kept teams into the 1st Bundesliga. I have done it in Iran, I have done it in China, I have done it in Ghana, bringing Asante Kotoko. I took over on position 15. We went in the end to position 3. We won the cup, and all this we played international. I have done it in Maritzburg 4 times. I have done it in Bloemfontein 2013, and. For me, it's the work on the field. It's to see how to bring stuff together. And what I'm always, I'm not a fantast. I'm not a dreamer. I know exactly what's available. I know exactly which resources are available. And if I have in 2019 the feeling with a certain team to make it happen, to challenge for the title with a certain way to play, with a certain way to go, then I do it. If I see here I have a certain number of players with potential, probably not on the best in the moment, much more potential, and to bring it together to get the points in the end. And if we are in the end of positions 13, 14, it's a huge achievement from each and everybody here, and that inspires me. That inspires me to work in such an environment where you can influence to go into the right direction.